Today you're going to watch and hear Kenneth Murray Jr. talk about buying into Alex Grinch's system and how he took losing Mike Stoops as his defensive coordinator after the bumper.
What do you mean you don't subscribe to my son's YouTube channel?
Mama, no!
Just snap the damn ball, RJ.
What's up, kid folk? It's RJ Young. I am not on a step mill. Consider hitting the like and subscribe button because I upload a video every single day. So it's OU related, college football related, sports related. We have a good time, and today we're going to talk with middle linebacker Kenneth Murray Jr. about the tumultuous change that took place in 2018 when Lincoln Riley relieved Mike Stoops of his defensive coordinator responsibilities following Texas, a loss there, and acknowledging Mike Stoops had lost the room. And Kenneth Murray Jr. was a guy for which Mike Stoops was a big deal. K9 wanted to vindicate Mike Stoops, and in large part, he kind of did. He had 155 tackles last year because he was bought into the system, and he was bought into what Mike Stoops was selling, even as many others were not. And he talked about how that affected him and how he has related himself to not just Alex Grinch, but Brian Odom, and what is the difference between the two. Take a listen.
How does he kind of apply that mentality in practice? So there's specific aspects that he's making y'all do again. Like, what is he doing to kind of establish that mentality?
Well, for one, it's for one, creating that standard, and then for two, showing you what the standard looks like. So actually doing the standard. So then now you have actual proof that you know what the standard is, you've done the standard, and then being consistent in that. And I think, he has his ways of doing things that I'm not going to speak on, that we do specific in practice, that upholds us and keeps us in the standard. So we're going to continue to do those things, and we're going to continue to improve, and when the season comes, it's time to get to the money.
Coming into the season, obviously the Texas rivalry huge, but you guys playing the Big 12 title game and now high expectation for both. Just what do you think that's going to be like this year, and maybe even ratchet it up a notch?
Texas, it's Texas. So, don't really got to say too much else. Second week of October will be here soon, and I'm excited for it.
You like to play them twice in a year? Is that kind of fun?
It's all right.
To your point, though, about knowing that you guys weren't necessarily the defense that you wanted to be, even from a mentality standpoint, it wasn't as if you didn't have or weren't playing with absolute effort.
Right.
What is it in particular that you knew needed to change, and when did you know it?
Getting everybody bought in, getting everybody on the same page. I think that's what the special teams do. When everybody is bought in, when everybody is all on the same page, when everybody's out there with that same dog mentality, then that's when you have something special. Now, we obviously have flaws in specific things that we need to improve on technique-wise. Those are things that in practice that we need to improve on, but it comes down to a change of mentality. The biggest thing for Coach Grinch is getting the ball. So it's for Coach Grinch, it's taking things back to the basics, okay? Well, a lot of times on the defense side of the ball, it's okay. We're worried about tackles, we're worried about pass deflection, stuff like that. When at the end of the day, our key mindset on defense is getting the ball back to our offense. If we can do that as many times as possible, whether that's a 3-and-out, whether that's a turnover, if we do that as many times as possible, we give ourselves a better chance to win the football game. And so I think that mentality is what Coach Grinch came in and talked about, and he also came in and talked about just playing defense on our terms, going out there and not being focused on what the offense is doing, not being on our heels and letting the offense dictate what they're going to do to us on the field. We're going to go out there and play on our terms. And I think when you have a coach that has that mindset and who play calls with that type of mindset, then you get the results that you want to get. And I think Coach Grinch is doing a phenomenal job with, getting us right in practice and doing what he does on the sideline. So, it's like I said before, it's easy to play for Coach Grinch if you're a dog. So, I love him. I've been excited to work with him for the last, since the Orange Bowl has been over, since he's been with us and going through spring ball. And I'm excited to get started in camp and excited to go out there and really show the world what we can do.
Who do you think the most exciting player in the Big 12 is going into this season? Is there anybody that scares you?
That scares me?
That can make a play on any given play that more than others?
But ain't nobody out there that I'm in fear of. So, I mean, if he bleeds just like me, I don't fear him.
And confidence is a big thing. Did you feel like defense played without confidence last year?
I feel like at times we didn't do what we needed to do because lack of technique, lack of, like you said, confidence, lack of just going out there and being all bought in. And I think you have to get everybody to buy in. And once you get everybody to buy in, once you start making plays, then we start to breed confidence. And so, guys, obviously the way things went down last year, plays getting made on us, obviously it doesn't breed confidence. And so, once we started making a couple big plays, as you see in like the Texas game or the West Virginia game, guys started to have more and more confidence. And so it's just, creating those plays, creating those big plays, those turnovers, and playing great defense, it breeds more great defense. It brings confidence. So.
When I last talked to you this time last year, Coach Stoops was your guy. Helped bring you into the program. It was a guy that you really wanted to vindicate and wanted to make feel good about having picked you to be the middle linebacker. Going through this season, it seemed like you one of these dudes that was bought in, K9, dog. But even as this is going on, how has this been for you personally? Like the change, because you haven't been through this kind of change with defensive coordinator, and in particular with a guy like Coach Stoops who's been there for 7 years. Personally, how did you take all of this, and how did you come through it?
That's a really good question. And, a lot of people would assume that, given a guy in my position, that it would be difficult, or it would be weird, or it would be something that's like, I know all the answers to this and I don't need your help. And I mean, anybody knows me, I'm not that guy. And so, obviously love Coach Stoops to death, think he's a phenomenal coach. Love Coach Ruff to death, who was an intern DC. But when Coach Riley hired Coach Grinch, I got on the phone with him and he told me about how great of a guy he was, great of a coach he was. And then once I sat down with him, and then once I sat down with my position, the first things that come out of my mouth is, I want to learn everything that you know. I'm not the type of person that's going to be cocky. I'm not the type of person that's going to be the stuck-up dude that the leader that you gotta win over to get everybody on the same page. No, I'm humble enough to know that I don't know all the answers. And that's the first thing that I told them. I want to learn everything that you know. I want you to teach me everything you know. Whatever you can teach me to make me a better player, I'm here to listen to. And so it's going to be all buy-in for me, because I know if I buy in, then I can get other people to buy in. And so if I don't buy in, I know then we're going to have major problems, because other guys aren't going to buy in, because I'm the leader. You feel me? And so just making that clear to them the first day, that it's no big headedness between me. It's no, I know it all. No, I don't know it all. I want to go out there and I want to become a better player. I want you to teach me better techniques. I want you to teach me how to be a great player. I want you to help me get to the Buckets Award. I want you to do all this and help me achieve all of my goals. And I understand that I don't have it all. So I think once I made that clear to them, then to them it was like, okay, like this guy, he doesn't know everything. He wants to learn. He's always eager to learn. I think that's just something about me that I'm always gonna be. I feel like I can take information from everybody and learn something. So, going through this change for me has been great. And I tell people all the time, I feel like Coach Grinch and Coach Odom are my biggest blessings, coming into this season, because it's like me and Coach Odom, he hasn't been here long, but me and him are like this, like tight. It's like if I need something, Coach Odom, like what you think about this on this play, Coach Odom, like how can I get this better? And he's always able to let me know and show me, okay, like maybe you could have done this better, or like maybe you could have worked on this, or maybe you could have did this. And so, having somebody like that that's in my corner, it makes it's like Batman and Robin, you know what I mean? It's like y'all two are just there and you're able to lean on each other and able to, talk to each other and be able to figure things out, and just have somebody that's in your corner that's going to make sure that, they're going to do what's best for you and be there for you when you need them.
You watched a lot of film last year, right? And in watching a lot of film last year, you talked about how you were learning from Coach Kish and Coach Stoops. How is watching film with Coach Odom now? Is that changing a little bit? Is there little things that you didn't see from last year's film from the year before that changed your game this year? Less false steps, how you attack angles, those sorts of things.
Watching my game from last year, I made tremendous strides from just as far as being a linebacker. Obviously coming into my freshman year, I hadn't played Mike ever in my life, and so obviously going into my sophomore year, I had the fundamentals of the linebacker position down and stuff like that, and able to see different things. But I think the main focus that me and Coach Odom have been focused on is this year. Last year, I did what I did. I had whatever kind of success that I had, but the main focus for us is this year. And so when I watch tape with him, we're worried about this year. When I watch tape with him, obviously he knows what I have done in the past. He obviously knows that, I've been what I have been in the past, but he knows that if I can come in and I can just listen to him and I can take in and soak in as much as I can for him, then I'll be a lot better off. And I know that myself. So, it's just fun knowing that I can just go in there and just, okay, we can sit down and watch ball film, okay, like, this is what we're going to do on this. And talk play calls, talk X's and O's and stuff like that. And then, another thing I'm just excited to do is just get in there and game plan when the season comes around. Soon, a couple of weeks from now, me and him going to be in there game planning. And he's going to be able to pick his brain and, learn new things and learn how to read offenses better and do this and do that when it comes to game plan. So, those things like that I'm really excited about. And, he's able to help me so much. I mean, throughout spring, he's taught me so much. And it's like, I just can't wait to get back on the field with him. Just can't wait to keep learning. So,
is there a chance that you might move outside?
Is there a chance I might move where?
A chance you might move outside linebacker?
No, right now I'm playing Mike. So, I mean,
right.
That's
so
where
you're staying?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm good with that.
I'm straight with that too.
I think you're pretty damn good.
I appreciate it.
Kenneth, last year at Media Day, you said you rewatched the Rose Bowl like 100 times.
Yeah.
Have you been rewatching the Orange Bowl at all? Have you been studying it?
I watched it a few times. I didn't watch it 100 sometimes like I watched the Rose Bowl, but I watch it quite a bit just to see where I could have gotten better, seeing where I could have attacked things better, seeing where I could have helped my team more. And so, at the end of the day, we lost that game, and going into this year, I kind of want to, look at things differently, and really just kind of let that go and move on to the next year. And I think right now, I like the position that we're at as far as defense, as far as my teammates, how they've bought into the system so far, and I like that. I think we're taking steps right now, but obviously we still got a long way to go. So I'm excited for the season to come.